The people have spoken. Yes, that's right. It's time for another hot takes video. We're going to be going over all of your comments from the last hot takes video, and we're going to see if they're hot takes or absolute facts. My name is Costa Freak Jr., and without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting off with our first hot take here, it comes from Dude Guy, and he says that Cedar Point hasn't made a real roller coaster in 5 years, and yet no other park has come close to their level. Okay, so let's talk about this comment here. So is it a hot take or is it facts? Let's see. So going back the previous 5 years, the last roller coaster Cedar Point made was Steel Vengeance, obviously. And if we take a look from 2018 all the way into 2022, since the 2023 season hasn't started yet, just taking off the top of my head all the different roller coasters that came out, I personally think there's maybe one, possibly two roller coasters that you could argue are on the same level of Steel Vengeance, but I'm definitely not going to go on that heel and say that they are better than Steel Vengeance. This is kind of tricky territory here because it really depends on how you feel about Steel Vengeance and about a lot of Cedar Point's coaster lineups. I feel like Steel Vengeance is still easily one of the best, if not the best roller coaster in the world. It has everything that you could want from a roller coaster besides a launch. It covers all the other boxes: thrills, airtime, intensity, twists, turns. I mean, a great freaking first drop. It has it all. So I would say before Cedar Point came out with Steel Vengeance, it was a pretty close competition. It was pretty close. But after Cedar Point came out with Steel Vengeance, I would like to say, in my personal opinion, that the gap between Cedar Point and the competition grew big again. And over these past 5 years that Cedar Point has not come out with any new coasters, I would say that gap has lessened and the competition has grown closer to Cedar Point. Is Cedar Point the best amusement park in the world? Heck, you know. But they have the best roller coaster collection in the world. Going off the top 4 in the park, Top Thrill Attraction is not open right now, but it was amazing when it was, and we know it's going to be reopening in 2024. We don't know how or what it's going to look like, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing, if not even better than its previous one. So, Top Thrill Dragster, top 4. It was the top 2 between the two strata coasters in the world, and I would say Top Thrill Dragster is number 1 because it's the original and it offers a better ride experience, which is a lot of people agree with, is that Top Thrill Dragster offers a better ride experience. It's smoother. The launch is better than King Dakar. So I think from a rider's satisfaction, Top Thrill Dragster was number 1 in its category. Steel Vengeance, I personally believe, is the best RMC roller coaster out there on the planet right now, and a lot of people agree with that. If you're actually going about it from a realistic standpoint and you're not just coming from overhyped, Steel Vengeance is overhyped. If you're not coming from that standpoint, Steel Vengeance then is probably a number 1 best RMC. So we have 2 roller coasters at Cedar Point that are number 1 in their category. Maverick stands in a league of its own. I don't think there's really any other better blitz roller coaster out there than Maverick. If there is, you can definitely let me know your opinions in the comment section. So right now we're talking about 3 roller coasters in their categories at Cedar Point that are number 1 spot in their categories. Then you have Millennium Force, which is not the best Giga in the world, but it's still a top 5 Giga. I would even argue that Millennium Force is probably even a top 3 Giga still, probably somewhere at that number 3 spot. I wouldn't say 1 or 2, but definitely still one of the best Giga coasters in the world. So now we just went over 4 roller coasters, 3 of them being number 1 in their categories, and the third one being top 3 to top 5. So name another park that has that type of roller coaster collection. Let me remind you that Cedar Point has 18 roller coasters in total, and I just went over 4 of them. The other 14, a lot of parks would love to have the other roller coasters that Cedar Point has, and those would be the star attraction of the parks. Valraven, you put that in a different park. A lot of other parks, if they have Valraven, that would be the main attraction. You take Raptor, older ride, inverted B&M, not the best out there in the world, but still top 5 inverted B&M, possibly even top 3. Gatekeeper, not the best B&M as far as intensity goes, but just from the rider's experience, a very good B&M wing coaster. You put that at a lot of different parks and it's going to be number 1. So just going off of this, we could go down and down the list over and over and over. Cedar Point has the best all-around roller coaster collection in the world. Is there a handful of roller coasters that Cedar Point does not have that we would love to see them have? Yes. Is there other parks that have those roller coasters that Cedar Point does not have? Yes. But does those parks have the all-around collection? You know, the numbers doesn't matter. Yeah, Cedar Point might not technically be the roller coaster capital of the world by a number standpoint, but from a sheer enjoyment of, I can go ride this coaster, I can go ride that coaster, I can go ride this coaster or that coaster. You have so many options of enjoyable roller coasters. Now the flat rides and the family rides, yes, they need to step those up. They need to step those up big time. But from a roller coaster standpoint, they're the best part in the world to go ride roller coasters. And it's close, but at the same time, it's not close. So I don't think this is a hot take. I think this is pure facts. So our next hot take comment comes from Nikki Plunkett, who says Tutatas looks like the best roller coaster of next year and a lot better than Batman Blitz. Now, I recently just made a video yesterday on the top 5 roller coasters for next year, and ironically, both Tutatas and Batman are on that top 5 list. I'm not going to tell you where because I don't want to spoil the video. Make sure you go check it out after you finish watching this one. But I don't think this is a hot take. I think this is honestly just taking 2 highly anticipated roller coasters that have 2 very good layouts and comparing them to each other. And I don't think it's a hot take if you think Batman's better than Tutatas or Tutatas is better than Batman. Not until we get on the rides and ride them in person and really get a feel for how the experience is. But just going off of knowledge we know about the layouts, I don't know. I think it could go either way. Either Tutatas could be better, Batman could be better, but I don't think it's a hot take. But thank you for your comment. Let me know if you guys agree with Nikki Plunkett or not in the comment section below. So our next hot take is a quick hot take from Afros and Airtime, and it's that Incredicoaster has solid airtime. Now, I would say this is not a hot take, kind of more so leaning towards facts. I wouldn't say it has a crazy amount of airtime. Solid more so on the reserve side of solid, but it does have decent airtime. I think people overlook it a little bit because it's a Disneyland roller coaster, and you know how those could be when it comes to mainstream popularity. But definitely nothing crazy that's gonna knock your socks off. But it's an enjoyable ride with a decent amount of airtime. Let's get on to the next hot take. Thank you for the comment. So coming up on our next hot take, we have one from Huddy R, who actually went over all of our topics we discussed in the first hot takes video. And coming in at number 1, they're saying that Cedar Point is obviously the best amusement park in the world. Number 2, Ohio is the best state for roller coasters and amusement parks as far as the collections go. Number 3, Air Force is the best roller coaster opening up in 2023. Number 4, that they love Woodies. Pause. Number 5, Velocicoaster is better than Maverick. And number 6, $75 max for entry fee, $150 max for Fastlane Express Pass, $50 max for all day dining, and $275 max for a day at the theme park with all the add-ons. So thank you for going over every single topic from last hot takes video, Huddy R. Let's break this down. So obviously Cedar Point being the best amusement park in the world, definitely not a hot take. Ohio having the best amusement park collection for roller coasters, definitely not a hot take. Air Force One being the best roller coaster in 2023 though, now we're getting into the realm of hot takes. That's definitely an arguable one that I think people are going to debate about in the comment section. I'm definitely going to have to say hot take though, because Air Force One is not even ranking on my top 5 roller coasters for coming out this year. Definitely in the top 10, but it's not something that I'm gonna be zooming to go ride. But that's just my personal opinion, but that's definitely a hot take if you ask me. Coming up number 4, we had the RMC versus Woodies argument, and excuse me, you chose Woodies because you love Woodies? Pause. But like seriously, like I think that's definitely a big hot take, as Woodies have obviously been going out of style. Now they're kind of coming back. People want a good wooden roller coaster, but RMCs are just so versatile and they offer just something so different from normal steel roller coasters. Maybe it's from an aesthetical standpoint, but you guys let me know. Do you agree or disagree? I think Woodies over RMC is definitely a hot take, and I think the Air Force One is a hot take. But moving on to number 5, which I think is another hot take, is Velocicoaster is a better ride than Maverick. I really want to hear your guys' opinions about that one down below in the comment section, because I think Maverick's more intense in my personal opinion than Velocicoaster. That's why I like it more. But hey, I want to hear your guys' opinions, so definitely let me know. And then $275 per day max at an amusement park. I think that's pretty reasonable, honestly. Like, I know there's a lot of people that will spend $1,000 a day, and you know, if that's how your budget's set up, go crazy. But I don't think that's a hot take either. I think it really comes down to, are you riding all day and not eating? Because like, that's something I personally do. I eat maybe one time the whole entire time at an amusement park, because I'm just riding. Like, I'm riding. I'm trying to get as many rides in as possible. But if I'm staying multiple days, then yeah, I'll sit back, I'll enjoy, I'll take breaks, you know, just relax and enjoy the whole entire theme park experience. But honestly, most of my times I've gone to an amusement park, it's usually day trips. So I've only gone to 2 actually like multiple days included trips, and when I did go, I did, you know, enjoy the overall experience. So I guess it really comes down to which side are you on. Are you just riding like crazy, or are you trying to get the whole experience? But again, thank you, Huddy, for the comments. Our next hot take comes from Sir Girto. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, but they say that Cedar Point's Wild Mouse will rival Steve as the best ride in the park. Now, this is undoubtedly a 100% hot take. I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if Wild Mouse rivals, not even rivals, but surpasses Steel Vengeance as the best ride in the park. But I mean, it's within the realm of possibilities. The first family roller coaster being added to Cedar Point in over a decade. Could we see 2 to 3 hour long lines? Maybe it's not. Maybe Sir Girito knows something we don't. But let's get on to the next hot take. Thank you for the comment. Our next hot take comes from Matt Patty, who says, hot take, Maverick is superior to Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster may be longer, newer, and have a better theme, but Maverick is more intense and has better airtime. I honestly don't think this is a hot take. Like, you guys are definitely gonna have to let me know in the comment section below, because if you ask me, it's Maverick all day. Like, yes, Velocicoaster is a longer ride. Yes, Velocicoaster has better theming. It's taller. But I mean, Maverick is just more intense. Like, when I get off of Maverick, I feel amazing. Like, it just hits different for me. Like, maybe that's just my personal opinion, but I have to agree with Matt here. I don't think it's a hot take. I think, again, it's pure facts. Now, we've heard 2 different sides of the argument. Earlier in the video, we heard somebody argue Velocicoaster is better, and now later on in the video, we hear somebody say Maverick's better. So I think it's pretty close split down the middle. You guys let me know. Now, coming up on our final hot take, we have Ryan US, who says Sky Rush is way better than Toto. Now, I know I've had a lot of Toto fans watch my videos in the past. They even got up on me when I said El Toto might be getting RMC. They got on me. So I know this is not going to sit well with them, but honestly, I have to say that this is a 100% a hot take. I mean, El Toto is easily the greatest wooden roller coaster still standing right now, and I don't think it's even close. And to say that Sky Rush is way better, I mean, you even say that it's better or a little bit better, but way better, now that is 100% a hot take. And that's how we're going to end the video off, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and comment below your opinions on these hot takes. It's been your boy Coaster Free Jr. I'll see you in the next video, and thank you to everyone that commented.